at 264.5 pounds. Fighting out of Homewood, Alabama, presenting the number 9 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, Walt the Big Ticket Harris. And now introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner, a mixed martial artist holding a professional record, 45 wins, 18 losses, 1 no contest. He stands 6 feet 4 inches tall, weighing in at 253.5 pounds. Fighting out of Amsterdam, Netherlands, presenting the former Strikeforce heavyweight champion and the number 8 ranked heavyweight contender in the world, Alistair the Demolition Man Overeem.
All right, gentlemen, the center, please. All right, guys, been through the rules in the locker room. I want you to obey my commands at all times. I want you to protect yourselves at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Good luck to both of you, all right? Well, good job.
Just about set to go. Main event, one final time. 3 events in 8 days culminates with top 10 heavyweights getting ready to throw in our main event. Here from Jacksonville, Florida.
You ready, sir? Round 1, let's go.
Dan Mergliata claps him in. Tonight's Fight Clock is brought to you by Toyo Tires, the official tire of the UFC. Walt Harris, small favorite, is in the blue. Alistair Overeem, as a small underdog, is in the gray.
As I said when Walt was walking in, he's got to cut the cage off. Alistair, as we see, is on the back foot here. No doubt he's going to be elusive. We've seen the power of Walt Harris, you know.
And we've seen how quick it takes. This fight's already gone longer than his last fight. It was a 12-second knockout last summer against Alexei Oleinik. Before that, 50 seconds against Sergey Spivak in Ottawa.
At this point in his career, you know, Overeem's such a crafty veteran. He's not going to just go into a big firefight immediately. He's going to pick the right time. He's going to dance around. He's going to look for openings, look for holes, and look for the reaction.
Dips.
Ooh, big punches from Harris.
Yeah.
But this is what Overeem does. He's patient, he sits back, and he really picks his shots.
Combination from Harris.
Massive right hand.
Overeem trying to survive.
Overeem trying to stay in this.
Raining down some big shots.
This is big.
Hammer fist. Overeem still surviving. Still scrambling here. Overeem suffocating with the pressure here.
Oh! Big shot from Harris.
Referee giving him a chance.
Harris raining down.
Oh, man, these are big left hands.
Knee on belly now.
Watch the ankle there. Overeem looking at.
I tell you what, people talk about Overeem's chin. It just stood up to a lot of damage.
Nice sprawl, though, and his lip or his nose is opened back up after some big shots from Harris.
I think it's his eyebrow.
Man.
Oh, yeah, big cut. Big cut.
I mean, fair play to Dan Mergliata, so pardon me. He could have stopped that fight there.
Mergliata was the referee for Overeem's last fight against Jair Rosenstruik.
Oh, he's hurt. He's hurt.
Oh, and now a front kick to the middle, but Harris stumbles and look out.
Got a little too excited there.
Overeem trying to calm him down and grapple. Big deep breath from Harris as he rolls to his back.
And a lot of time, guys.
Yeah.
A lot of time. 240 with Overeem on top.
He's got to be careful. He's giving up his back already.
Oh, yeah,
He's
this
giving
is
up the
not
mount.
good.
He's got to turn back into him. You can't give up your back. And see the way that Overeem's controlling that arm? He's only got one hand that he can use. He can rain down blows with that left hand as he's doing there.
Yeah, he's going to suck that wrist in. Walt's got to get that wrist back
Walt's going
so
to
he can protect himself. He's got to use the fence to try to work his way up, and Overeem just looking for nice shots here, taking his time, still clearing his head.
He's got to be really careful because the wrong move, and he's going to get choked out.
Now trying to put that left elbow up to dodge or to block some of that punishment from Overeem. He finds himself in dominant position and 2 minutes to work here.
Yeah, and Overeem doing a really good job. See, he's going under the armpit and pulling that wrist in. folding him down so that he can just start raining shots with his left hand. But the position they're in, Overeem's having trouble finding real power shots here.
Yeah, no real heat on these shots.
Well, I don't know about that, guys. They're right there in front of me.
There you go. They sound pretty powerful.
They sound like they hurt. They look like they hurt.
Well, they certainly don't tickle.
Yeah, Harris certainly wearing them well, though.
Speaking of wearing it well, I mean, Overeem really showed his veteran spirit there to figure that out and get back on top.
Yeah, that was so impressive to be able to weather that storm and then come back and get the takedown.
He's still got his fingers in the cage.
Fingers out of the cage.
This is a better position for him.
Harris trying to use this fence down here.
He's got to be careful because Overeem's going to step over that other leg and then he's almost in full mount.
And this is definitely some of the skills that Overeem's been working up in Colorado, sucking that wrist in, controlling his opponent from top position and landing some big shots.
Left, and
I tell you what,
a little
guys,
bit more power.
Only
40 seconds to survive now.
They have a lot of sting on them.
Yeah.
Good, that's nice, Walter.
He's taking some deep breaths as well. Walt's really blowing here.
That's a
This is
large
good,
man
though.
on top of you right there. Full mount
No,
as
thank
Overeem
you.
Walt's
postures
going to
up.
get his left arm underhooked to Overeem. So under the armpit with the left arm, then use the right hand to pose like he is, but really straighten it and try and get back up. There it is. He's almost up, but he's got to protect the back.
Ooh, big knees.
Needed the body,
protect the
still a
faces.
knee down here
You
for
don't want to
Harris.
be in that position with Overeem.
No.
Oh, needed the body on the way up.
Nice work, though.
Final seconds of the first round, and Harris fires off one more shot. We're going to keep it here between rounds 1 and 2. And you see the disappointment on Harris's face. He knew he had Overeem kind of where he wanted him. Let's listen into Chris Connolly.
You see what he wants to do, right? You don't want no part. Mouthpiece. No part of the hand. Mouthpiece. Hand. Deep breaths right now. Deep breaths. Control your
That might have been all he had. We got it. Yep. He pushed hard, right? We're going to have to hand fight and close the distance. You felt how easy it was to get on top. Let's get back on top, okay? Let's get back on top. Breathe. Breathe.
Here we go. Let's take a look at some of the action here. Checks the kick, and then Walt just clips with a 2-3. Drops Overeem. Looks like he was going to be able to get the finish, but Reem, being the veteran that he is, looks for that heel hook, gets on top, takes advantage of Walt being overly aggressive, and ends up on top with some beautiful ground and pound to finish the round.
He just got a little carried away, got a little overzealous, threw the kick, fell on the floor.
So ready for round number 2 here. Each with their moments in round 1, but that was a lot of ground control time for Alistair Overeem. After Harris kind of stumbled after that kick and lost his balance. The game plan is there for Harris, though. All 13 of his pro wins by knockout.
Yeah, this is where MMA is so different than boxing, for example, right? Because if there's a knockdown in boxing, it pretty much, you got to really work to come back to win that round. But in MMA, you can get a takedown and control the rest of the round. So it's like, well, what are we scoring? That's where these things can get difficult. But Overeem controlled a good, almost 240 of that fight from top position.
But I would say that Walt landed the more damaging blows. I mean,
Yeah, of
he
course.
nearly had him knocked out. The referee was looking very closely. He was thinking about stopping the fight. But, of course, now they're back on the feet.
Something else to keep in mind, first 5-rounder for Walt Harris. Alistair Overeem has gone 5 rounds before, including in his last fight against Jair Rozenstruik. And Harris coming in a bit heavier than he usually does to this fight. Had to cut a little bit of weight to get down to 265.
Yeah, I don't think there's a heavyweight on the planet that has the experience that Alistair Overeem does at this point. He's just been around so long. I think it was 1999 he made his debut. You know, he's several different styles over the years, great submissions, and experience. You just can't buy that, and it's so valuable in the fight game.
And it looks like Walt is going to take this time to still recover from being tired at the end of that first round. He's really picking his shots and just getting his breath back, which is probably smart. He doesn't want to rush right now.
If you have 25 minutes to work, use them, right? Sometimes if you and now Overeem is swarming. Harris is down and covering up.
Walt's trying to recover, but this is where Overeem was before at the end of the first round.
Beautiful. It was a beautiful head kick and then a big right that put him down. My word, this is bad.
Mergliata letting him have some chances to recover here on the ground. Harris covering up. Overeem staying busy with that right hand and more than 3 minutes to work on the ground.
if Overeem can get under that armpit of Walt Harris and land shots, you see him there doing it now. Now he has two entrances there to land these strikes. And Walt can do nothing but guess on where those shots are going to come from.
And when Overeem comes under the armpit, it lands underneath the chin. It's just a vicious blow.
Yeah, that's the worst one,
yeah,
right? When
it really
you come
is.
underneath.
Yeah. The ones at the side of the head, yeah, they hurt, of course. They wobble you. They rock your equilibrium. But when it comes under the armpit to the chin,
Let's go. Roll.
This is a terrible position.
Yeah, his coaches asking all over. Murcielago with a warning as well.
face down, flattened out, facing the canvas, with Alistair Overeem on your back. It's terrible.
Murcielago giving him another warning and giving him the benefit of the doubt here, but Harris just has nowhere to go.
Yeah, they're going to stop it. Overeem's going to just look for a submission here. He's got him completely flattened out.
Get control of your other hand.
Walt to do something.
Buck him off of you.
Overeem just a few
You
more
can tell Overeem doesn't even want to. Yeah.
Murcielago steps in. Alistair Overeem with the second round TKO. And as you would expect, a boatload of respect immediately shown by Overeem to Walt Harris.
Let's train together, right? Yeah.
Devastation for the big ticket, who had some great moments in the first 5 minutes, but Overeem with a huge combination in round 2.
It's the diversity. You know, I mean, listen, Walt's got fantastic punches, but Alistair, he's got a more diverse skill set. He's got the 8 limbs, the punches, the kicks, the knees, and the elbows. And that kick found its target, and then boom, that put him down. And Walt, you know, with the inexperience compared to Alistair, just didn't have an answer for the groundwork. And when you're face down, facing the canvas with a man like Overeem on top of you there, for anybody, it doesn't matter who you are, the fight's almost over.
Win number 46 in the career for Alistair Overeem. He'll celebrate his birthday in about 10 minutes, but the official decision, and we'll hear from him next.
You're going to see big things out of UFC Fight Pass in 2020. I am so excited about all the things that we're going to create.
I just want the Chicago Bulls to be respected as a team.
Once I was committed, I was committed.
If I had a chance to do it over again, I wouldn't change it.
This is something that we never thought would happen.
All that's left from Jacksonville is to make this main event result official, and for that one final time, here's Bruce Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Dan Murcielago has called a stop to this contest at 3 minutes of round number 2. Declaring the winner by TKO, Alistair the Demolition Man Overeem.
It was awesome. Thank you. It was an honor, brother.
Absolute respect between Alistair. Fantastic performance with everything that was going on, fleeing the country, had to come to the United States. How were you able to stay focused when this fight was rescheduled time and time again?
I don't know, man. You just stay focused, pandemic or no pandemic. You know, also a lot of thanks to my team, Team Elevation. Great guys over there, great chemistry. And I don't know, man. It's been a long ride, but somehow I keep finding the focus. I love it. Obviously, right, otherwise you're not going to be doing it for 23 years. But no, this was a longer camp, right? 5 weeks longer. But I just really love it. So it's not a punishment. I love to train. Be on diet, be on point. We're going to keep at it.
And just how hurt were you in that first round? You were rocked, but you managed to get back to your feet and then control the rest of the round.
Yeah, I got cut first round. I hear it's not looking too good. I've not seen it myself. And yeah, Walt's a strong guy, man. 265, probably cut a little weight, so he's walking around 275. But, you know, it's 5 rounds, main event, and I'm well prepared for that.
Well, let's take a look at this finish. It started with that beautiful head kick, and then you just did what you do. You got on top, you had them flattened out, and why don't you just talk us through the end here?
Well, I landed a low kick, so I knew his attention would be low on the legs. I landed a high kick, finished up on top, and then concluded it with ground and pound from the back mount. He was tough. He didn't want to give up. Felt he was tired, but he hung in there. But I had him really tight.
Alistair, you've seen everything there is to see in the heavyweight division. What do you want next, buddy?
Well, I don't know. Let's look at the rankings. Fight again later this year, and maybe we're going to see if there's one more shot at the title.
Let's hear it again for your winner, Alistair Overeem, everyone. Walt, first of all, I just want to say nothing but respect for you for coming in here. We all thank you. I think every father in the world is proud of what you've done tonight. You came in here, man, and you showed yourself. You had him hurt. I just want to give you this opportunity to say whatever you want, my friend.
First, I want to say thank you, first and foremost, to the UFC. They've been amazing through this whole process. My wife and my family and I are so grateful. We owe you guys everything, man. Thank you so much. Dana, everybody, Mick, Hunter, everybody, all the way down to the equipment people. I'm so grateful to you guys. Secondly, I want to thank my gym, my coach, Chris Carley, man. I love you so much, brother. He was with me every day, man, through everything. And, you know, my teammates, my brothers, Eric, everybody, man. Matt, Chef, I love y'all so much. And then lastly, I want to thank my community. Homewood, I love you guys. I'm sorry I didn't get the W for you tonight, but you've been there for my family and I through everything, and I'm so grateful. And then lastly, to the fans, I know y'all couldn't be in here, but y'all at home watching, I'm sorry. I'll be back better, I promise you. You ain't seen the last of the big ticket. I'm going to go home, recover. I'm going to heal emotionally and physically, and I promise you I'll be better.
Well, I can say from everyone in the UFC, the whole UFC family supports you. We love you, man, and I can say nothing to hang your hat on, and we cannot wait for the big ticket to get back in there. Walt Harris, everyone. Let's hear it for this man.
Respect to Walt Harris, certainly, and as Dana White said, no matter the result, Walt Harris is a winner this weekend. 60-second break. Our final thoughts are coming up next.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers.